All right, y'all, it is 4:30. A good time for me to get this class going. Welcome everybody. Coach Luis here, health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. Excited for our classes here today. We got abs and core, one day at a time, just making our core stronger, supporting the rest of our body, supporting that long-term spine health. That's what it's really all about. All right, so for today, what we got is the usual kind of 6-interval EMOM. Every minute on the minute, we're going to be going over to something else. Intervals are going to change throughout these rounds though. So we're doing 3 rounds. We're going to do some descending intervals. So that means 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for that first round, 45 seconds of work, and 15 for the second round. And then finally in that third round, we'll get to rest a lot more, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest coming with that one. As far as our movements go, what we're going to be doing is starting out with a familiar motion, kind of an unfamiliar starting point. So today we're going to be starting with the plank to pike, but we're going to be going from the elbows with this plank. So to start off, we want to make sure that those elbows are planted right under the shoulder, and then we can get into that kind of nice long plank position here. Core is really tight, back relatively flat, hips level with the shoulders. Now what we're going to do is push through those elbows, try and push our hips up as much as possible. As you guys can see, I'm not going up super far here, but this is really going to still require a lot of core strength and a lot of strength to that upper body as we try and push, the ground away from us with the elbows and push those shoulders forward. So again, if something's funky going, you guys have something funky going on with the shoulders or something like that, where being in that position down with a lot of weight on the elbows in order to do the plank to pike is not feeling very good, feel free to modify it, come back up to that higher version where we're on our hands or we're kind of planted the knees and then moving like so. Still want to have the core really tight. The point is to find that plank nice and perfect every time. So that's going to be our first movement for our workout here today. Second movement that we're going to be doing is basically practicing our dead bug skills only for the lower half. So this is kind of the way I described it as. We're gonna be taking those legs a little bit lower here today. Forget about the upper body. We're just gonna focus on the lower body here. So starting position, legs are up in the air, knees are bent, core is locking our back to the ground. What we're gonna do is extend one leg at a time. We wanna take it a little bit lower here today. It's gonna challenge the core. You don't have to bring it all the way to the ground. I'm kind of relaxed here. So unrealistic standard here, but what we want to really do is extend, kick it way out, and then bring it down a little bit. We're just going one at a time. So this is going to really challenge the core, bring it back up, make sure there's no space in between your low back and the ground. We're going to do the same thing, other side, kicking it way out, bringing it down a little bit. We want to feel that struggle, just enough struggle so that it's really challenging for us to bring one leg up at a time. So we're moving one at a time. We'll switch when the other one comes back into its starting position. Next up, we got some side planks. We're going to do one at a time here. We're doing our side plank today from the knees. There is going to be something a little bit extra that you guys have probably seen before, and that is some hip abduction. So I'm going to get into this nice, compact side plank here. Core is really tight. We're going to try and take my top knee here straight up while still keeping it bent. We want to feel the hips really work here. Big glute squeeze, taking that knee up. Today I was thinking about cues, and all I really want you guys to imagine is that we have an invisible wall right in front of us. Imagine you're just doing this up against a wall, face to face with the wall. Imaginary, you want your face to be touching, right around here to be touching, and also that knee as we bring it up, it's gonna slide against that wall. We also want kind of the front of the hips to not go back and be really close to that wall in front. So nice line, we're gonna stay against that wall the whole time. We'll do the right side first. We'll switch to that left side. And then after that, we're back onto our backs. We're doing some bridge work. This time, instead of marching, we're going to be extending the legs once again. So getting the toes up, we're going to drive down through those heels, squeeze the glutes in order to elevate the hips. Now from here, we're going to kick one leg out. Other leg is going to support. We'll bring that in, plant, same thing, other side. Now what I want you guys to watch out for is the hips doing any dramatic dipping as we switch back and forth between the support here. What we want to feel is one heel go down and the level of our hips here in front not change whatsoever, using those glutes and those core muscles to support. And finally, you guys had to throw in some crunches just so we can get a little bit better at this one today. Again, we want to try and do our best to keep the feet planted. We're going to use all these muscles up front just to peel as much upper back off the ground as we can. No crazy standard for this one. Just try and string together a couple quality reps and we'll get all the way through it, really building up kind of the core muscles that are right below our rib cage here. All right, so those are our 6 intervals. What I'll do is I'll coach you guys through that first round as well. What I said in the beginning is that we're working on descending intervals today. So that first round is going to be the highest volume, 50 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We'll descend from there. Round 3 will be 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. All right, so now that I got through all that, I'm going to basically take a sip of water. We'll get into our warm-up. What we're gonna need here today, you guys, just some space on the ground to move. Make sure you guys got your water close so we can kind of take breaks, stay hydrated as we go along and not just after the workout. We're gonna start our warm-up on our backs. So find your space, lay out that mat. And we're gonna start, on our backs here with those heel taps. One of my favorites, great way to wake up that core, help us find that connection between our backs and the ground. All right, so bringing up one leg at a time. Only one leg is going to move at a time. We're moving just from the hips, letting that heel kiss the ground, and then come back up. A strong exhale will help us. We want to make sure that we can breathe as we do these things. It's going to be really tough if we hold our breath for a little bit, rest, breathe, and do that same thing. It's going to help a lot more if we can actually get oxygen in. The muscles will be a little less tired. Let's do one more each side. Nothing should change with that contact with our backs in the ground here. Nicely done. Okay, let's rest those legs. We're going to flip on over, hands and knees. You guys, just to warm up that upper body just a little bit, we'll get into everyone's favorite, that primal press. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath those hips. We're going to curl up those toes. So drive straight down into the ground with those toes. Knees are going to come up an inch or two. We're locked out at those arms, just staring contest with the ground as we feel that core tighten up. We're going to feel the legs work a little bit here. We're also going to feel those shoulders start to get warmed up. Set those shoulders down and back. Make sure they're not up near the ears. Make sure you're not pushing away from the ground too much so that your back is starting to round. We don't want to see any of that right now. Last breath. Then we can begin to sit those knees down. Good job, everybody. Okay, timer's about to get set up. We are about to get it going. So remember, our first round, probably going to be our most difficult one, all downhill from there. Setting us up for our usual 18 minutes of work. Again, we're starting with the plank to pike in on the elbows here. So going to be kind of a different way to do this one. Emphasis is always on the core. All right, guys, here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're on the clock. All right, so like I said, it's the plank to pike, but as long as you don't have any shoulder issues, this isn't hurting anywhere. We're going to get down this nice low plank. We're going to try and push our heads through, push our hips up. We're not going to go too far, and then come down into that nice solid plank, that traditional plank. Good job, you guys. A lot of this is also going to come from the shoulders. So think about those elbows really digging into the ground or into your mat. We're going to push down, push the earth down and away from us, and then we're going to slide it kind of up as we bring those hands, or I don't know why I said hands, that head near our elbows. Good job, guys. If you have to modify and go back to the regular one, by all means, but it is time to rest. All right, guys, we are on our backs for the next one, working basically on our 90-90 extensions. Here we go. All right, so let's find the same starting position we had in the warm-up. One leg is going to move at a time, but this time we're straightening it all the way out and taking it a little bit further down so it's challenging for our core to really bring it back up. Don't make it too challenging such that your back comes up off the ground. We don't want to lose that good form, but this is the time where we can kind of experiment a little bit, extend it out, and then see how low we can go. If it's not that much further, that's all right. We want to feel that struggle, that burn of our core, struggling to keep our back on the ground. Good job, you guys. Good job. Strong exhales are going to help us bring those legs back in. Well done. And time. There we go. Well done, you guys. Okay. Side plank happening on our right side. Remember, it's planted from the knees, so the knees are going to be on top of each other. Straight line from head to knees. Here we go. All right, so remember I said earlier, we got an imaginary wall right in front of us. My nose is touching the wall, trying to get my hips to touch the wall. The knees are going to be touching the wall here. Core is really tight. I'm feeling it here as well. And then we can start to take that top knee up, sliding it against that imaginary wall, keeping it going straight up. Keep those hips forward as well. Breathe. Good job, you guys. I know this one's a struggle. Do the best you can. String together. Few good reps. Remember, we want to feel it right on the outside of that hip. Big glute squeeze. We're almost done. Good job. Here we go. And time. Let's let those hips down. Well done, you guys. Okay, quick switch on to the other side. So it's going to be our left side now. Same thing. Here we go. Let's get those hips up. Find your contact with that imaginary wall that's right in front of us here. We're then going to slide that other top knee up that wall, squeezing the glute back here. If it's feeling like a really unstable motion, you guys, take a little bit more time, just static in this side plank. That's really going to help us keep the core, keep that oblique going. And then every once in a while, we'll include that glute. But I want you guys over everything to feel just nice and solid, nice and confident in how we're moving. Good. Keep breathing. Those strong exhales will help. We got 10 seconds. Longest round for these yet. Good, and time. We can slowly set those hips down. Good work, everybody. Okay, on our backs, bridge variation coming up. This is the one where we're going to be extending those knees, kicking those feet out. Here we go. So the toes are up. We're going to drive through the heels. Glutes are squeezed. Now I'm going to keep my hands right here on the front of my hips just to make sure there's no crazy sagging side to side. A little bit is acceptable, but again, use those core muscles and those glutes. This is what's going to help us stay nice and stable here. Eyes on the prize, and that prize is a plate of your favorite food. Don't let it slip off. It's okay if we're having to rest or reset. That's preferable over letting that plate slide off. Well done, you guys. Well done. Good. We're really using those glutes so far. I can feel it. And time. Nicely done, everybody. Okay, we can rest those hips. We're staying on our backs here for some crunches coming up next. 50 seconds worth. Here we go. Do your best not to throw those arms forward and compensate, even if we're only pulling ourselves up just a little bit. We're getting better every time, just using those muscles here in front. Good work, everybody. Good work. Try and make every rep look like the last. Almost done. We got time for one more. Here we go. Good job, everybody. Okay, time to rest. We got one last 10-second interval in order to rest. Up next, we're on the plank to pike from those elbows. Here we go. Start around 2, working for 45 seconds. Here we go. Find your good plank first. Don't cheat with those hips, nice and flat. And we can start to move through those shoulders, pushing away from the ground, and then finding that good position when we come back. Not much of a pike position, but just push those hips up. And then the challenge is coming and finding that good position as we come back down, that starting position. Definitely a tough one here, guys. We got about 15 seconds left. Good. Well done, everybody. Well done. 5 seconds. And time. There we go. There we go. Nicely done. Okay. Dead bug for the lower half. It's coming up next. Slightly, couple more seconds to rest here. All right, here we go. Let's get those legs up. Use that core, glue that back to the ground. And then it's one at a time. We're kicking that leg out, seeing how straight, keeping it nice and straight and seeing how low we can go before it's really a struggle for that core to pull it back up. A strong exhale is going to help us, guys. We really want to keep that back glued above all else. Good work, everybody. Good. It's okay if these reps are slow. And time. There we go. Good job, you guys. Sure, we're feeling it. Okay. Right side plank. The little hip abduction sprinkled in there. We're getting ready to start. Here we go. Let's stack those knees. Let's get our hips up again. Make contact with that imaginary wall here in front. You don't have to be perfect, guys. But just be conscious of that wall, keeping the hips forward, keeping everything nice and in line so we can really use the muscles that we intend to, instead of our brain choosing something else for us. Good. Slide that top knee against the front wall here. Good. Good work, everybody. Less than 10 seconds. Let's see if we can stay here. Remember, spacing out those reps with the hip if you're doing it. That's going to be the move to save energy and time. Let's let those hips down nice and slow. We got same thing, other side coming up. Pretty much right in the middle of this entire workout, guys. Let's keep the high energy. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. All right. So we found our spot here on the left side now. If we're moving that hip, we're squeezing the glutes, sliding that knee close to our imaginary wall here in front. Good. Good job, everybody. Keeping it nice and in line. Good. Strong exhales is what's going to help us here. Keep those muscles up front going. Almost done. Here we go. Got time for one more. And time. There we go. Ooh, that burns so good. All right. Let's let those hips down. Good job, everybody. Okay. Couple more things on our back, and we're going to be all done with round 2. All right. We're going with our bridge here in 3, 2, 1. Let's get the toes up. Driving down through those heels. The hips are going to stay up as long as we can keep them up there. We're balancing a plate of our favorite food here in front of the hips. Don't let them slide off. Good job, everybody. Good job. Take a moment in between reps, or in between leg switches, I should say, just to make sure you're nice and stable and squeezing through those glutes. You do not have to be switching with a quickness here in order to be effective. Couple more reps. Here we go. One more for each side. There's one. Last one here. And time. We can let those hips down. Good work, everybody. Okay. Crunches to finish off round 2. We're just trying to make each rep look like the last. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. There we go, you guys. Do the best you can. I can feel myself getting pretty tired here. And that might just mean a little bit more time in between reps. Maybe it just means resetting every time. Good job, guys. Keep those feet glued. It's going to make it really easy when we have something to pin our feet down. We're going to be able to sit all the way up. Let's get in 1 or 2 more reps here. Got time for 1 more. And time. There we go. Good job, everybody. Okay, this is our final 15-second rest interval. The last round is going to be 40 seconds of work and 15 seconds of rest. We're going to start with our plank to pike from those elbows in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, round 3. Let's make it look really pretty with this plank right now. Pushing down through those elbows, away from the ground, finding that good plank position. Really getting our shoulders to move on the rib cage here. Nice straight line, basically from my shoulders to my heels here as I come back down. Almost done. We got time for 1 more. Here we go. And that's time. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay. Up next, we're on our backs. It's that dead bug for the lower half. We still have 10 seconds of rest. All right. Getting started in 3, 2, 1. Starting position first. We can glue our low backs to the ground here, and then it's extending those legs out, letting them fall, but controlling. As we do this, you guys, imagine I'm there trying to pull that mat or a hand towel out from under you. Be really sure you can really keep that back flat as we kick these legs out and away. Just enough to create a little bit more struggle than what we're used to. And that is time. Good job, everybody. Okay, side planks coming up. So last time we got to do these side planks, we're starting like the other 2 rounds on our right side first. Breathe nice and deep. We got time to recover. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's get those hips up. We'll find the core. We'll find our obliques. Make sure that elbow is planted under the shoulder here. And once we get there, we can start to move that top hip if we'd like to. Good. Really work that glute. Feel the big squeeze. You want to feel a big indent in the outside of our hips here as we squeeze. Good. About 10 seconds left. Let's keep it going. We're looking solid. Good. 1 last rep here. And that is time. Nicely done, everybody. Nicely done. Okay. Brief rest. We're going to do the other side. We'll end with our bridge and our crunches. We'll cool down and we'll get out of here. Final 3 minutes. Here we go. Let's find our starting position. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Remember, nice straight line. Try and imagine that invisible wall right in front of us. Good. Big glute squeeze. Come on, you guys. Take your time in between these reps. If they're feeling really tough, you can also just hang out in this position, but I know you guys can do this. Been coming to my classes for a while here. I know you guys are killing it. We got 1 more rep. Here we go. Squeeze and time. All right. Setting those hips down nice and easy, guys. We're ending on our backs. So last couple things we're going to do here. Last 2 minutes, we're going to knock out this bridge, these crunches, and then we'll cool it down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's get those toes up. Driving through the heels. Then kicking 1 leg out. Basically want to just make that leg nice and straight and then bring that heel back to the ground. We're applying that pressure on the ground, guys, straight down with those heels. So we don't want to be pulling the heels back in towards us. Lower legs just acting as pillars of support. Pushing that heel straight down. Good. Keep it going, you guys. A few more seconds left. Nice and even through those hips. Last rep. Here we go. And time. Okay. Crunch is up next, you guys. Last time we're going to do it. Try and just imagine crushing something under the low back as we start to come up using those muscles right in front here. Big squeezes in front. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good job, everybody. Good job. I see everyone's going hard. We got 20 seconds left. Got time for a rep or two more, you guys. Let's finish strong. And that's time. Good job, everybody. Good job. Feel free to lie there on the ground. If you'd like, you can get up, walk around the room a little bit. Grab some water. Standing all the way up. We've been doing a lot of stuff on the ground so far in this workout. So standing up will actually probably feel pretty good. All right, so got to complete this workout with the cool down. Now, since we're already kind of up, I assume you guys are probably up. Let's come down into a nice half kneeling position. We're just going to do a quick hip flexor stretch, and then we'll get into the back of those hips. So knee down, glute squeeze, core is kind of tight. Give it like a 10% squeeze, and then we're going to push those hips forward, kind of coming forward with the torso a little bit over that as well. So keeping that glute squeeze is going to be the key for us stretching out the front of our hips here. Breathing is also going to help our nervous system just kind of slow it down. Last breath. All right, let's shift the weight back. Same deal other side. So opposite knee is down now. We got the other leg out in front to support. Glutes got to squeeze. Find a little bit of tension in that core, and then we're going to push the hips forward. Again, I'm kind of bringing my shoulders and torso along with it. Not upright, a little bit pitched forward just to make it comfortable on the spine. Keep that glute squeeze, guys. We're breathing. Good. One more breath here, and then we're going to get into the back of those hips. Nice. Okay, let's lay it all the way back down. We're going to end like how we spent most of this workout in this session, which is lying down on our back. So got to get into the back of those hips. Let's take that right ankle, bring it up right above that left knee. Now, again, pulling on that knee across the body might already give us the stretch that we're looking for. But if it's not there for you, now that medium tension isn't there, let's elevate that left leg. We can reach through to grab the back of the left knee, thus exaggerating our right rear hip stretch. Find something that's comfortable. We're going to breathe in it for a few breaths. Good job, guys. Maintain that tension. If you have to pull the left leg up a little bit, do so. We don't want to increase the tension, but just maintain it at a medium level. And now we can slowly let our foot down to rest on the ground. We're going to switch it over to the other side, and then we're all done. So left ankle is going to come rest right up above that right knee. We can again pull on that left, or again, I'm confused now, that right knee across the body a little bit in order to try and get that medium stretch. Now, if it's not there for you, we'll elevate that opposite leg, interlace those fingers behind that knee, and then we can pull that right knee up, exaggerating our left rear hip stretch. Two more breaths, then we're done. Good. All right, slowly let that leg down. Feel free to hang out in that position and keep resting, you guys. But that is going to be all the time I have left for this session. So thank you guys for joining me here today. I hope you guys are feeling like you got a good workout. As far as exo stuff goes, we are extending, or we have the fundraiser for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation still going through this Friday. So we appreciate you if you've already donated. If not, try and spread the word. Again, during the Autodesk Global Month of Impact, we're trying to make as much impact as we can. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope everyone has a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will catch you guys in the next session, probably tomorrow. See you guys. Good work.
Yeah, thanks.